Good morning, everybody. Happy spring. Today is actually the first day of spring, and if you recall from about a month ago when we were talking about solstice and equinox, today is the vernal equinox. That means that the sun and where the earth is in relation to the sun's rays are hitting directly at the equator, and we've just shifted slightly north of the equator. So we are in for equal daylight and darkness. We are 12 and 12 now. Yay, we made it. Um, from now until June, the summer solstice, we will still be gaining daylight every hour, not every hour, but every day. And then after June, we'll start to lose again until the autumnal equinox when we're back to 12 and 12. Anyways, we've got sunshine for the first day of spring. It's a little chilly out there, so wear a hat if you go outside to get some exercise today, which I strongly recommend. Today, I just wanted to send you out a link that I was reading yesterday. It's super interesting. It's about how COVID-19 compares to some of our past pandemics. So I sent the link out. It talks about the 1918 influenza. We talked about that too. That's the Spanish flu. And it talks about how many cases there were globally. It talks about how many people died from that, how it's transmitted, the age group that it mostly affected, and so on. And then it goes on to the seasonal flu that we see here today. It talks about the early 2000 SARS outbreak, the H1N1, Ebola, which was a real nasty one, and then our current COVID-19 situation. One thing that I did not like about this website was that there was no graph. Graphs are scientific models that make it really easy for us to look at all of this data side by side and compare them. And so I thought that any of you who were just so bored and missing academic work, if you wanted to take a look at this site and then pick any piece of this data, global cases, global deaths, the most affected groups, any piece of information or multiple pieces of information, and make a graph that compares each of these pandemics that we've seen in our past to our current pandemic, I would give you some extra credit to start out your fourth quarter grade with a bang. If you are interested in that, just on you can do it digitally, I guess, or on a piece of paper and just take a picture and send it to me. That would be awesome. Just make sure, if you remember back to September, that we have a title on our graph and that both axes are labeled so we know what you are comparing, number of cases to pandemic or whatever you're choosing. If you make one and you have some questions about how to label it, feel free to email me, or you guys can FaceTime me too. I'm sitting here in a very empty classroom right now. My iPad is right there. If you wanted to chat with me about how to go about this or anything, go ahead and give me a ring. I hope you are all well, and I will talk to you soon.